The Mornington Peninsula is a small, boot-shaped piece of land about an hour south of Melbourne. Compared to its big, famous Australian cousins in the Barossa or Hunter Valley, it's relatively unknown. But as with most things, size isn't everything. There are over 200 small vineyards, many of which actively encourage visitors for tastings and more.
People who love travelling and experiencing new and exciting wines, then the Mornington Peninsula should be on their bucket list.
I want to get some local knowledge as to where to visit, so my first destination is here at the Portsea Estate, at the very tip of the Mornington Peninsula. Warwick Ross, winemaker and film producer, has been making some very fine wine here since 2000, from Pinot Noirs to Chardonnays, though he's a little surprised at how well his vineyard has done.
I don't think vines really have any business being down here at all. And
really?
Yeah, because they're not used to this environment. This is so harsh. And people always said to me, the best wine comes from vines that struggle. We put some vines in here, never thinking they would actually grow, and they have.
And how much do you produce? How many cases
We
of
do
wine
about
produce?
1,500 cases.
Oh, so
a
tiny.
Year. Yes, we're tiny, yeah.
I hear that the food here is also amazing because everything's very local, authentic, sense of place. Where should I go if I had a day off in Mornington Peninsula?
A day off? I mean, tell me you have 2 weeks off and I'll give you the list of places to go. The peninsula has become really well known for its little boutique wineries and the little restaurants that are attached to those, wine tastings at every winery that you go to. You don't really get that in France, but you do get that here. Up at Red Hill, there's one called 10 Minutes by Tractor, which is, if you've not been, you have to go. It's fantastic.
So on Warwick's recommendation, I'm heading up to Maine Ridge to try my first cellar door experience at 10 Minutes by Tractor. This winery gets its name from the time it takes to travel between its 3 vineyards. A cellar door experience is a bit like window shopping for wine. The difference is that you not only get to see where it's made, you get to try it as well.
Welcome to the cellar door.
Thank you so much. I've been really wanting to come here. What would you recommend?
I'd recommend maybe tasting the Chardonnay and the Pinot Noir because they're the 2 flagship wines of the region. The cool climate, the maritime influence because you've got water all around it. So they're quite different to anywhere else.
This is exactly what a true cellar door experience should be about. You come in, have a beautiful free wine tasting, you can then go into the restaurant if you want, buy some wine, then pop off to the next one.
A short distance from 10 Minutes by Tractor is Red Hill and the location of a vineyard called Foxys Hangout. It's owned by brothers Tony and Michael Lee. They previously owned pubs before giving it all up to move here in 2002. And I have to say, it's pretty obvious why.
That is such a gorgeous view. I mean, you really are living the dream. How did you even come here, end up here?
Well, when we were living in Melbourne, we started planting vineyards down here because we thought it would be either a good hobby or if we loved it, we'd just move down here. And we loved it. We came down for weekends and looked after our grapevines and never wanted to go back to Melbourne to work on a Monday. So we didn't, so we sold up and moved down here.
So the grapes I see out here, what kind of grapes are they and what kind of wines do you make?
Pinot Noir is what we're really known for, but there's some really beautiful Chardonnays and some really intense and long-flavoured Shirazes and Pinot Gris, which I think has been drinking wine rather than great wine, but really good drinking wine.
On average, the brothers produce 6,000 cases of wine here each year, including a sparkling rosé. And here at Foxys Hangout, they allow visitors to do more than just sample the wines. I'm going to be creating my very own souvenir bottle of sparkling, with a little help from brother Michael.
So we've had our wine in the freezer here for about 10 minutes, and what has happened in that time is we've had a little ice plug form in the top of our bottle.
Oh, it's like a mini icicle.
Yeah, so that captures the sediment that's sitting against the crown seal there. So we can work with the wine without that sediment washing back into the wine. When we flip the top off, the pressure in the bottle will push out the ice plug with all the sediment, and we'll be left with nice, clear, sparkling wine. So there's one with the ice plug nicely formed for you.
Right. Is this quite easy to do?
Let me show you. We get it in place in the top of the slot there. You pull your hand down and towards the stand here.
Okay.
Okay, you got hold of it?
Yes.
It's going to squirt out.
1, 2, 3, go.
Hey! Look at that.
That was actually really fun.
Now we can make up your bottle of wine to take home. So, the first thing we'll add is some sweetness. So, you need to hold your wine on a little bit of an angle here and very gently squeeze your sugar in.
There we go.
And then you better draw up some Pinot to put that in.
How much Pinot?
I'd go for a good 50 mils. Yeah. You get lots of colour and flavour in there.
Okay, and then...
Yeah, so hold it a little bit on the angle so that your wine goes in on the side.
That.
Nice and gently. Good.
There we go.
Now, the last thing we're going to add to your
I can see
wine
the colour through the glass.
is a little bit of sulphur dioxide. We want to make sure the wine stays in perfect condition until you're ready to drink it. So add
And this is completely harmless, but just necessary to stop it from oxidising, right?
That's right, yeah.
Now my sparkling wine is finished. The bottle just needs a cork and label, and it's ready. And as proud as I am, I know 3 thirsty chaps who'll give it a good home. But before I send it back, the Foxys Hangout experience would not be complete without some locally sourced, home-cooked food. And Tony not only shares the winemaking, but is also a trained chef.
The idea here is it's simple. We don't take bookings. Anyone can come anytime. We do small groups. People turn up and we say, try some wines. I cook some little plates of food here. They sit down and they have a series of little chair plates or tapas plates with some glasses of wine, and then they go and pay the bill and hopefully stick half a dozen bottles of Pinot Gris under their arm and put it in the boot when they go. Got some food going.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much. Now, this has been an absolutely amazing day. I really now, I think, understand what the cellar door experience can offer. Eating the local produce, drinking the local wine, and then with incredible local views like that. You really can't beat that, can you?
Don't think so.
Even after the short amount of time I've spent here, I think it's pretty fair to say
The Mornington Peninsula pretty much has it nailed.